Part 119. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich John Word. Chapter 1181. Chapter 1181 Business at Night. Waiting for Sunian to come home in the evening. I didn't expect that there was no light at home. This made Sunian curious. What happened? You must know that it is rarely so quiet at home. There are many servants at home. Even if Lee Baiken is not at home, there is no need to be so quiet. With such doubts, Sunian took out his mobile phone and prepared to call Lee Baiken. But at this moment, a hand suddenly stretched out from behind her and hugged her. "Are you looking for me?" The man's deep voice really startled Sunian. "What are you doing? You are so scary. Do you want to scare me to death?" The man put his head on Sunian's neck. "Did it scare you? I didn't want to take this into consideration. I'm really sorry, I'm sorry." But Sunian also has a bit of a temper. He said coldly, "What do you want to do? Why do you want to make your home like this? What do you want to do when you make your home like this?" "It's nothing, I just want you to feel the same way." Sunian felt the same way, and these words made Sunian curious. "You are not at home during this time, so I am alone at home. Isn't the home I face so cold? I feel that you are really a little cold to me during this time. Hey, I am yours husband, shouldn't you focus all your attention on me?" What I said is really pitiful. It makes people feel really sympathetic after hearing this. But Sunian felt helpless after hearing this. "Can you put your mind a little more on your husband and me? Seeing that I have done my best for my sister, can you give me some reward?" It was said as if she had treated him harshly. But every night, he never lets himself go. So words like this really made Sunian a little angry until his teeth itched. Who was that person that night? Not you? I have to check carefully to see who dares to pretend to be my husband. Lee Baiken naturally heard the little woman's anger, but he did not reply. Instead, he slowly closed his arms and hugged the woman in his arms tightly. "This is not enough, it is not enough. I hope you can care more every day. One day, pay more attention to me." Hearing this, Sunian felt that Lee Baiken was as childish as a child. "You see, even though you are busy during the day, you still play with your son. And then there are my sister's things. You almost ignore me during the day. We also have to do serious things at night." "I do serious things at night, which one is serious at night? Why do you know such nonsense? You are really a bit too stupid. Why is it not a serious matter? Which thing is not a serious matter? What else is a serious matter? Please tell me carefully." This really made Sunian not know what to say. Shouldn't this be done at night? Should it be done during the day? If you really want to change it to daytime, I have no problem with it. What are these words? The key is that Lee Baiken was very generous when he said these words. Sunian was really angry at this guy. He was really a little angry. This guy is really shameless, so shameless. What does it mean to have no opinion? Having clearly taken advantage of him, what else can he say? Sunian felt that she could no longer be with this shameless guy, and he might really be off by him. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich John Word. Chapter 1182. Chapter 1182 Mom, do you like this gift? But Sunian couldn't help but laugh. Okay, what are you making a fuss about? It's so dark. Is there a power outage?" There was no power outage. As I said just now, I was really bored at home alone, so I was thinking about what to do and what to do. When Lee Baiken said this, he started walking with Ching Nian's body. Then when I took a few steps, it was like magic, and suddenly my hand lit up. Sunian took a closer look and found that there was an extra candle in Lee Baiken's hand. This room won't be filled with candles. My baby is really smart, he thought of it so easily, but there are really many things hidden in this darkness. Don't you think this dark night is a bit mysterious and makes you want to explore it? Sunian suddenly felt angry when she saw the man like this, so she just said, I don't want to. When Sunian finished speaking, the man kissed her the cheek. Before, I always heard other people say that so-and-so's husband didn't have much sentiment. Now my husband is so sentimental. Why? How can you, a wife, be such a loser? Sunian couldn't help but laugh. I meant what I said. When you asked me a question, didn't I subconsciously say what I thought? What are you saying that's meaningless? Do you want me to talk nonsense? Could it be that Mr. Lee, haven't you heard that the best quality in this world is honesty? You are leading me wrong. Do you want to bring you bad? I really like you to be a little bad as you can be. Then Lee Baiken held her hand and started to light the candles bit by bit. Guess what is hidden in this dark night? What surprises are hidden? Sunian followed Lee Baiken's words and began to have expectations in her heart. This man has a surprise in store for himself. Maybe it was because the room was too big. There was no sound at the moment. The only sound in Sunian's ears was the strong heartbeat of the man. This really made Sunian more and more excited. Just like that, we walked into the room. I saw that their house was decorated with a heart, and there was a big box in the middle of the heart. Sunian became more and more curious when she saw such a big box. With such a big box, the gift you prepared for me seems a bit big. What kind of gift needs such a big box? The lights in the room were a bit dark at the moment, so Sunian didn't notice Lee Baiken's expression. I didn't notice that Lee Baiken's expression suddenly changed when he saw the box. The reason why this is so is because Lee Baiken remembered that the box he prepared was not that big. When he saw the box, Lee Baiken subconsciously thought that he had made a mistake. What's going on? Has this gift been stolen? It's impossible, who dares to be in their home? Suddenly Lee Baiken had a bad premonition. Sure enough, when he saw Sunian opening the gift, his eyes suddenly lit up. Because she saw Mo Bao. Mom, Mo Bao opened his hand. The smile on Sunian's face became even bigger, and she quickly hugged Mo Bao in her arms. Haha, your father brought me here just now. Seeing such a big gesture, I was curious about what kind of surprise this is. So it's like this. What a surprise. Mom, do you like this surprise? Sunian nodded. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich John Word. Chapter 1183. Chapter 1183, being plotted against by his son again. Lee Baiken really doesn't know what to say now. He carefully prepared it. Just want to bring a little fun to their married life. I didn't know that was the case. Such a beautiful night is really gone. Sunian hugged Mo Bao and glanced at Lee Baiken angrily. You can really surprise me. I gave birth to this child by myself. If you treat my child as a surprise, you are really good at it. What Lee Baiken could say now was to smile. Mom, isn't the calligraphy treasure your favorite gift? When Sunian heard this, he quickly withdrew his gaze, and then fell on Mo Bao's face. Mo Bao is Mom's baby, the biggest baby. What's wrong? Mom, I have another gift for you. Sunian became curious when he heard this. But Lee Baiken's face was even worse. Then under Lee Baiken's bad eyes, he took out a gift box. When Lee Baiken saw the gift box, his face could not be darker. The reason why? It's because this gift was originally prepared by myself. Sunian didn't know what she was feeling when she saw the gift box. She took it carefully and saw a diamond bracelet. In dim light, diamonds look like rays of light from the sky. The key is that this was a gift from my son. This meaning is really not simple. Mo Bao, your gift is really great. It's the first time in your life that you gave me a gift. It's really meaningful. Li Baikan was now certain that this brat was here to defeat him. This brat. The key is what he heard from his heart. Woo woo woo, I really want to cry. I am so touched. I am so touched. At such a young age, Mo Bao actually started giving me gifts. I am really happy. It's not in vain that I tried every possible means to give birth to this child. This baby is really great. And of course Mo Bao felt the look in his old father's eyes. I feel very happy. Who makes this father want to send him away to live in a world with his mother? And the reason given was particularly false. Said he was sick. Hey, how could he get sick with a body as strong as an ox? So Mo Bao has always been obedient because of this trick. The most important thing in my mother's heart is him. Hey. What else could Li Baikan do? He could only look at the mother and son helplessly. Hey, I'll figure it out later. After all, the child is still young. Then while Sunian was taking advantage of him, he took the child back to the room. Li Baikan started to pack things. Although the surprise is gone, the wonderful night is still there. When Li Baikan had almost finished cleaning up, Sunian came back. Hearing the footsteps, he said casually, "The bath water has been put in. The temperature of the water is right now. You can wash yourself when you go in." When Li Baikan finished speaking, he heard Sunian chuckle. Hearing the sound, Li Baikan turned around. Then he saw Sunian with a smile on his face. Sunian walked up to Li Baikan and hugged the man. "You have done so much, don't you want to hear my statement and say something thank you? This is not like your style." Li Baikan raised his eyebrows slightly when he heard this. "Do you think I'm stupid? You can't see that those gifts were given to me by you. You arranged them so thoughtfully." Sunian stood on tiptoes, then approached the man's ear, and whispered, "I thought you prepared so many today. It's just for my body, it seems I'm overthinking it." The woman's coquettishness slowly made a smile appear on Li Baikan's face. "It's also a little bit, but just a little bit." End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1184. Chapter 1184. This night was really full of twists and turns. I think it's better for you to give up this idea. Why? I think if you have this idea, it will affect our pure relationship and our feelings. Don't you think that pure feelings are the most beautiful feelings in the world? When Sunian said this, Li Baikan pressed Sunian on top of him. Pure feelings, are we so impure? Do you think we are pure as we are now? Li Baikan slowly measured the woman's body with his lips. Such a slight itch really made Sunian couldn't help but laugh. Well, I think it's very pure that we are so many after all. Only in this way can we have the most intimate relationship in the world. I don't think anyone can get involved in such an intimate relationship. Just when a man wants to take the next step. Sunian's expression changed a little. So I reached out and pushed Li Baikan. Well, I think we should maintain the purest relationship tonight. Why? My relatives are here. Li Baikan. Li Baikan really wanted to laugh now. So Li Baikan felt a little emotional. Today's week has really been a bit ups and downs. Hey. Immediately got up from Sunian's body. Then prepare brown sugar water and other things Sunian needs every time his relatives come. Sunian was lying on the bed, looking at Li Baikan, who was busy. I don't know since when, Li Baikan has done all these things personally. Including her confinement period, he took care of everything with his own hands. What Sunian thought about was that it was a bit strange for him to serve him with his status. Talk to Li Baikan tactfully. Unexpectedly, Li Baikan frowned after hearing what he said. Why do you think so? Besides, you are my woman. As my woman, only I can touch your body. Only I can touch you. See, other people are not qualified at all. Sunian couldn't help but laugh when he thought of this. Li Baikan took the brown sugar water and walked to Sunian. Your relatives came a few days early this time. I think you should see a doctor and take care of you. Sunian's expression changed immediately when he heard this. It's normal for things to be a week early or a week late. There's nothing to deal with. Why do you say there is nothing to take care of? There are many areas that need to be taken care of. Your body feels uncomfortable, but you feel uncomfortable yourself. Even if I love you and care for you, I can't help you feel pain. Sunian estimated that this treatment was based on traditional Chinese medicine. She really doesn't want to. Thinking of the bitter medicine, she felt uncomfortable, and immediately said, really, it's really unnecessary. You are my husband, and we are together in heaven. Do you really not know my body? I body of. We have been together for so long. How can I listen to you when it comes to your health? When will I listen to you? Sunian's face suddenly fell. She doesn't want to deal with this guy anymore. So I just lay down on the bed and turned my back to him. Looking angry. Seeing Sunian looking so angry, what else could Li Baikan say? He could only helplessly walk to the bedside. I know you are angry, but no matter how angry you are, can you drink the brown sugar water before you are angry? After all, you still feel uncomfortable when your stomach hurts. Sunian sat up and finished his drink angrily. And glared at Li Baikan fiercely. Well, tonight was really full of twists and turns. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1185. Chapter 1185. In order to win, use any means. Sun Yan wanted to be the matron of the Huo family. It can be said that we have tried our best. Wherever Huo Linyuan appears, there must be Sun Yan. Various methods were used. Huo Linyuan is not someone to be trifled with, and he also wants to use special means to make Sun Yan disappear. But there is Sunian and them. Huo Linyuan couldn't use any means at all. Lin Na almost wanted to laugh several times when she saw Huo Linyuan looking so annoyed. So when Luo Qian saw Lin Na like this, he couldn't help but remind her, I know you are a smart person, so sometimes I hope you can control yourself. If you can't control yourself, you will really be affected by others. To rub salt into the wound. I think something is really wrong with you, and it's also a very dangerous thing. Lin Na laughed directly. I understand too, but I really can't control it. I really can't control it. Ha ha ha, I really didn't expect that Mr. Huo would be so annoyed. When Luo Qian heard this, he couldn't help it. But this Sunian's methods are really sinister and despicable. She can actually come up with such a method. I really doubt whether she is the eldest lady of the Su family. Maybe all the members of the Su family died in the early years. That's why I don't have much tutoring. Lena. Who is this person? If you can't play with others, don't talk about them like that. Lin Na really felt that this man's so-called grace was really abominable. If a man like this could beat Sunian, he would be damned. In order to win, any means will do. The key is that you may not have thought of such means. Luo Qian's expression suddenly changed. What do you mean by this? Are you on Sunian's side? Have you forgotten who you are? When Lin Na heard this, she really wanted to step forward and give this guy a few slaps. This was said as if Huo Linyuan had given her some benefit and she might betray them. Lena didn't want to stay in this place, so she wanted to leave. But when Luo Qian saw Lin Na like this, he subconsciously asked, where are you going? I just feel that Mr. Luo, you are a little hostile to me. It may be because of the incident between Sunian and Sun Ying-er, so you are a little bit dissatisfied. I can understand this, so in order to take care of your emotions, Mr. Luo, I think I should hurry up leave so it won't affect you. These words really made Luo Qian's face suddenly turn bad. After all, Luo Qian is not a fool, and of course he understands that Lin Na is mocking him. He immediately stopped Lin Na and said, Lin Na, I don't know what you think, but I think whatever you choose will be what you decide. Of course I know this, but I feel that if I say something flattery here, Mr. Luo, you may not like to hear it, so I think I still have to find some way to get rid of the current situation. After all, if the current situation continues, then our situation will become worse and worse. These words made Luo Qian feel reasonable. And I will not choose Sunian's side, because in my eyes, I am more powerful than Sunian and the others. If I really go to them, wouldn't I be denying myself? Luo Qian was satisfied when he saw him like this. Yes, yes, your idea is really good. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1186. Chapter 1186. I hate Sun Ying-er who is so superior. Lin Na felt that she had to do something. Only then can he be worthy of the person in front of him. Now that Mr. Huo is being treated like this, don't you really want to do something? For example, use some means. Luo Qian, what means can I use? This is Mr. Huo's own emotional life. Can I interfere with their feelings? Hey, it is normal for men like us to be plotted like this. I really don't know what you women are doing. You used to love us to death, but now you actually say you don't love us if you don't love us. You really think we are stupid and don't understand what you mean. We can't do this. Just to follow you. Humph, it's shameless to do this now. I'm so vicious now and want to know what I will do if I regret it later. When Lin Na heard this, she subconsciously felt disgusted. This man is really drunk. But at this moment, Lin Na accidentally saw Luo Qian's face. The expression on this face is a bit strange, there is no disdain at all, it is just different from the feeling when he spoke just now. Now it seems that he is saying this on purpose. Why do you say such things on purpose? Instead, it's a bit like the kind that needs to be spread by itself. The reason why Lin Na was able to discover this was entirely because of her personal habits. She must know that in this world, no matter what industry it is dominated by men, including her family. Lin Na spent a lot of effort to prove her ability at home. Then the ability to see is a necessary skill. It can even be said that she, Lin Na, is more discerning than ordinary people and can better detect the problems of people around her. This Luo Qian must be hiding something. Interesting. Okay, let's go. I have to do my own business. I really can't get involved with this emotional matter. I think Mr. Huo can definitely handle this matter. After all, who is Mr. Huo? How could such a small emotional problem make him? Luo Qian's lips showed sarcasm. Lin Na originally thought that she would just watch the drama slowly. I don't know why, Lin Na felt that she wanted to participate in this play, maybe it was a woman's intuition, which told her that this game would definitely be very fun. Lin Na looked at Luo Qian's back and smiled. Sun Yan pestered her without any bottom line. Such entanglement really annoyed Huo Linyuan. Finally, she looked at Sun Yan with a dark face. Sun Yan, when I asked you to be my woman, I thought you would be obedient. You should know very well that I like obedient women. If you are like this, then you should know the consequences. I know you don't really want to marry Sun Ying-er. You must have your own purpose. If that's the case, then why don't you marry me? Sun Ying'er and I are pretty much the same. Huo Linyuan looked at Sun Yan. In fact, he didn't like Sun Ying'er's arrogant look. When she was still his fiancée, she acted aloof and condescending. The reason why she touched Sun Yan was just to make Sun Ying'er uncomfortable. Let Sun Ying'er be embarrassed. Facts have proved that he did it. When Sun Ying'er saw him holding Sun Yan, his expression was ugly and rude. He just liked the feeling of women surrendering at his feet. He thought that this Sun Ying'er might be like other women, trying her best to save herself, but this Sun Ying'er didn't make any move. Still returned to his previous condescending attitude. This Sun Yan is naturally of no use. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1187. Chapter 1187 Sun Yan's Wishful Thinking. Now after hearing what Sun Yan said, Huo Linyuan could only laugh. He reached out and pinched Sun Yan's chin. Now your sister is more valuable than you. How can you compare with your sister? In other words, what value do you have? You can appear here now only because of your sister. Come and tell me now, you and your sister are actually the same. Sun Yan, you are so weird to me, I never noticed that your tone is so serious. Sun Yan's chin really hurt from being pinched by Huo Linyuan. Who says I have no value? I have value. If I have no value, how could I be here? This made Huo Linyuan's eyes narrow slightly. You are valuable, you should tell me carefully, what is your value? What if I could make Sun Yan die? Huo Linyuan let go of Sun Yan after hearing this. He really didn't expect Sun Yan to be able to say such words. It was interesting, but quite interesting. I know you may not believe it, but if this thing fails, you will not be involved. But if this thing succeeds, then you will have one less big worry. What do you think? Huo Linyuan laughed when he heard this. Ha ha ha, I really didn't expect you to have such big ambitions. Ha ha ha, you are really amazing. Sun Yan naturally heard the ridicule in these words. There is nothing she can do. Sun Yan knew very well that Sun Ying'er was just using herself as a way to humiliate Huo Linyuan. She also believed that through the operation of Sun Yan and Sun Ying'er, she would definitely become Mrs. Huo, the future mistress of the Huo family. But, I must find a way to secure this position. Huo Linyuan must not hate herself, really accept herself, really marry herself, and then completely make herself a veritable Mrs. Huo. It's not ambition, but reality. If I don't do this, how can I enter your heart and let you see me? If I don't let you see me, then I may be replaced by you at any time. I don't want this to happen. And my sister can become the person in charge of the Sun family and gain control of the entire Sun family as her sister. If I really don't do something, then how can I be her sister? When Sun Yan said this, she couldn't control her ambition in her eyes. This really made Huo Linyuan really interested in the woman in front of him. If that's the case, then let me take a good look at your ability. If you are really capable, of course the position of my wife is yours. Huo Linyuan didn't believe that this woman could do anything to Sun Yan. After all, Sun Yan was famous for being cunning. If Sun Yan was really attracted by this woman, then Sun Yan would no longer be Sun Yan. But in this case, this thing is fun. Sun Yan received Huo Linyuan's promise, and a charming smile appeared on her face. Master Huo, believe me, I will never let you down, and I will definitely let you marry me willingly. Huo Linyuan stretched out his hand towards Sun Yan. Sun Yan put her hand on Huo Linyuan's hand with a shy look. Then Huo Linyuan pulled the person directly into his arms and said in a deep voice, I hope you can do what you say. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1188. Chapter 1188. Nothing is much, just money. Sun Ying started to make crazy changes after taking over the company. What are the so-called moths and greedy people? They all fired like crazy. After all, Sunian is behind Sun Ying. Sunian even brought Josu here. Just leave and write a check on the spot. Sun Ying wanted to stop Sunian when she first saw her like this. But Sunian said that she didn't have much, but she had a lot of money, and it was a pleasure to hit people with money. Furthermore, when the company makes money in the future, it will be returned to her. The most important thing now is to stabilize the current situation. Sun Ying originally wanted to say something after hearing what Sunian said, but in the end she didn't say anything. Just let Sunian go. Sunian is not a fool and has made two preparations. One side is to take the money obediently, and the other side is that if you don't get the money obediently, then you will go through legal procedures. Lu Jing was a little envious when he saw Sunian like this. Many people are saying that I am a playboy. Now I really feel that they have never seen the world. You are really awesome like this. Throw money at people, that's what I want to do now. Sunian opened his eyes and glanced at Lu Jing. Then why can't you think of this in your mind? Lu Jing. Sunian sneered, you don't even know your mind. You are still here to be envious, but you should just watch my operations. I will bring peace to your end Sunday. As he said that, he weighed the check in his hand. Sun Ying looked at Sunian like this and sighed deeply. I think the most regrettable thing in this world is that you are not a man. It would be great if you were a man. So this is God's gift to us men. When Lu Jing heard this, he quickly flattered him. Sunian really didn't know what to say with such flattery. Josu next to him looked at Lu Jing. Josu really feels like he has a sense of crisis now, a very serious sense of crisis. This Lu Jing is so good at flattering, what about me? When I follow Sunian, it seems that all I want to do is flatter him. If Lu Jingqi can even do this, what will he do in the future? Then Josu said with a smile, Madam, you'd better take a rest now. After all, you get tired easily. If you get tired, then Mr. Li will definitely come to me. Sunian laughed when he heard this. Josu, what do you mean? Why am I tired? I didn't do anything today, how could I feel tired? But unexpectedly, Josu said when he heard this, you just signed so many checks, how could you not be tired? You must know that madam, your hands are not ordinary hands, but they are very precious. After hearing this, Sunian really didn't know what to say. Josu, I'm not that rich. You don't need to be like this. You really don't need to be like this. Lu Jing couldn't help but said, Josu, I know you are flattering, but can you stop flattering like this? I really can't stand it. What is going on with this Josu? Could it be that Josu also likes him? And Sunday? Are you here to steal someone from me? When Lu Jing thought of this, alarm bells went off. He knows how bad he is and how little he can do, but he is still a man. Since you are a man, you can show the courage to face the challenge. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Jong Word. Chapter 1189. Chapter 1189. Lu Jing's self-knowledge. Who would have thought that Josu's expression changed immediately when he heard this? What flattery! Why do you miss me so much, Mr. Lu? Besides, how do you know that what I say is not true? If I speak the truth, in your case, in your eyes, you think this is the case, you. Lu Jing looked at Josu. The sight slowly becomes very clear. But Josu looked puzzled under Lu Jing's eyes. Young Master Lu, why are you looking at me like this? Do you want to take a look at your eyes? I feel like there is something wrong with your eyes. Lu Jing, he is angry, okay. At this critical moment, Sunian also said, yes, I think there is something wrong with Lu Jing's eyes. I have never seen Lu Jing look like this before. Sun Ying'er heard this and circled around Lu Jing, then nodded and said, I think so too. Hey, what's wrong with Lu Jing's eyes? Why does he feel a little cross-eyed? Lu Jing was really speechless now. What does cross eyes mean? He was obviously angry. Isn't this what Sunian looks like when he's angry? He has been with Sunian for so long and learned it with great difficulty. Why did he become cross-eyed? Lu Jing wanted to say something, but he didn't know what to say. After all, he couldn't say it. The way he talked about Sunian became cross-eyed. No matter how stupid Lu Jing is, he still knows that if he really says that, he may become a joke, a complete joke. The key is that at this time, Sun Ying'er said, I think we should find a hospital to take a look. After all, Lu Jing, you are only so young, and you still have such an identity. If you have cross eyes, it will be very influential. Sunian nodded quickly when he heard this, yes, what you said makes sense, very much. Josu, go check and see which hospital treats cross eyes. Lu Jing immediately lost his composure, no, I really don't have cross eyes. You misunderstood me. I'm not cross-eyed. The way I looked just now was really not cross-eyed. You really misunderstood, but Sun Ying'er was serious. He walked up to him and said seriously, I know you are a face-saving person, but this matter really cannot be overcome by face-saving. If it doesn't sound good, if you treat it as soon as possible, then you can treat it as nothing. It happens if you don't treat it as soon as possible. I really don't have anything, I really don't have anything. At this moment, Sunian hit him the head, you have nothing, your look in your eyes is just like a child pretending to be weird. Now I even think Mo Bao is smarter than you. That's right, Sunian and Sun Ying'er were trying to scare this guy. This guy started making faces as he spoke. Such a guy is really unreliable. However, he didn't expect that Lu Jing would show an aggrieved expression when he heard this. Auntie, you guys are really going too far. I don't care about my expression like this, woo woo woo. It's still whining. Sunian and Sun Ying'er were really speechless. The key is that Lu Jing also said, Auntie, you compare me with Mo Bao. This is really unfair to me. Mo Bao is so smart, can ordinary people compare with him? Lu Jing did this on purpose, deliberately diverting everyone's attention. Lu Jing felt in his heart that he had to talk to Josu properly. Go to Josu and give him a good talk. End of this chapter. The vicious female supporting character's character collapsed after her voice was eavesdropped. Author, R.O. Wich Zhang Word. Chapter 1190. Chapter 1190. Sun Zhuang is looking for trouble again. Just at this time, the door was opened. Sun Zhuang walked in angrily. When he walked in, he said directly to Sun Ying'er, Sun Ying'er, do you know what you are doing? I gave the company to you, why are you messing around like this? How can you be worthy of your ancestors if you mess around here? When Sunian heard this, the expression on his face was as helpless as possible. What the is going on with this guy? Why is it so futile? In fact, there is another thing that Sunian really can't figure out, why is this novel so obviously set in a modern setting, and why is it still so futile? This company is mine, I can do whatever I want, no matter what. Sun Ying'er stopped smiling. Sun Zhuang really didn't expect that his daughter could actually say something like this. You, what do you mean, you can do whatever you want, you can't be so messy, if you are so messy. What's wrong with me? I really don't know how you manage this company, Dad. Why are there so many bugs in the company? I know there are many women around you, but can you stop your woman from talking nonsense? In one sentence, People are directly inserted into the company. Yes, the structure of our company is a family company, but a family company cannot be a shabby company. Now Sun Ying-er is really disgusted with her father. Everyone keeps saying that they are daughters and the company cannot have their own share, so what? At the same time, they are asked to get married to the company in exchange for some resources. But when this company took over completely, Sun Ying realized how worthless her life was. She kept saying that she would not be allowed to get involved in the company, so she was so guarded against her own company. Then what? Such rubbish. Incredible garbage. It can even be said that any kind of garbage can enter this company. A company like this deserves to be dedicated to it. Ha ha ha, it's really a joke, a big joke. What do you mean, Sun Ying-er, is this the way you talk to me? I am your father, and you are really rebelling now. You are really rebelling. You don't understand anything. I rebelled. What did I rebel against? I just told the truth. In front of you, Dad, can't I even tell the truth? Ha ha ha. When dealing with the company these days, Sun Ying-er has been very angry, but she just doesn't want Sunian and Lu Jing to worry about being in control all the time. Now they have this opportunity. You can vent well, why don't you make good use of this opportunity? He immediately turned around, walked to the desk, picked up a document, turned around again and threw it directly in front of Sun Zhuang. For example, this person is the brother of one of your girlfriends, and you penetrated me directly. Finance department, and then used this status to embezzle tens of millions, haha. There is also this person who took kickbacks, which caused big problems in the cooperation with Gong Sui, and he even lost a lot of money. There is also this person. There is a person who has a bad relationship with him, so he keeps trying to report it, which causes the project to suffer losses. These words really made Sun Zhuang a little confused about what to say. His face is pale. But after all, he is also a father, and he was treated like this by his own daughter. Of course he knew about these things, and Sun Zhuang had been trying to deal with them, but this was not the reason why Sun Ying-er could expel those people. As soon as she handed the company over to Sun Ying-er, she fired her like crazy. Where does this put your face? End of this chapter.